So, as I told you last night, my picture plus 14 shekels can get your coffee to go in aroma. Okay. Likutei Moharan, Terech Haftes, we are in the middle of Seif Dalet. And what we said, we brought in the principle of Bechol Es Yu Begadecha Levonim. At all times, your garments should be white. What we explained is that whiteness, which is tikkun, it's the opposite of redness. Whiteness is purity, it's the opposite of redness, which is impurity. Whiteness enables a connection between the Moichin, which is Kodesh Baruch the Kodesh Baruch Hu, and the Shechina, which is the female aspect, which is the presence of a Kodesh Baruch Hu in this world. Because when does the female and male aspect separate? When there is B'chinas Nida, when there's a B'china of redness involved, when there's impurity involved, that blocks the possibility of connection. So we're saying, and we said that on a regular basis, he says, we said that the word B'gadecha, which it means garments, which also literally means garments, is the Pnimius, it means Begidecha, your blood vessels should be white. The redness should be whitened. The impurity should be whitened. Being that the reach of the blood vessels, the blood vessels are very, very subtle, very small, very delicate, which means that all this obviously is being a euphemism for, a red blood vessel in Ruchnis means an Avera, basically. We have 365 mitzvahs don't do, prohibitions, and we have 365 blood vessels. We're using the 365 blood vessels as a mashal for the 365 mitzvahs lo yisaseh.
Blood vessels is the veins? It's 365?
That's the basic division that the Torah makes is 365 kinds. Now the thing is that we do not know, physically to count, the way the Torah counts. I mean, you ask a pathologist, where's the 365? They don't know. You ask them to count 248 organs. They can't count it either. We don't know what is Bichlal, the whole Indian, trying to think in a linear oifen, in a straight line oifen, definitely in a Western line oifen, and trying to understand what the Torah is saying is doomed for failure. In Eastern medicine, the organs are considered, are looked at totally different than they are in Western medicine. And they're treated totally different. In Western medicine, they recognize the existence of a system of channels, which they call meridians, which what they do is that according to their Havana, they bring a flow of chiyus.
Fuse.
Fuse, life force. They call it chi. Chi. And as far as they're concerned, the body takes care of all the problems. We know, the body is the strongest healer. So when there is an illness, a pain, or whatever it is, that's because the flow of life, which enables the body to take care of itself, is blocked somewhere. It's like a traffic jam, so everything backs up over there, and then there's, afterwards, and usually the places where the centers where the traffic jam happen for the various parts of the body, are found in places that you can never ever find them in Western medicine. I mean, you can have a pain in your leg, and the problem is in here, in the earlobe. Okay, so what they do is they take a needle and they do acupuncture in the ear, and lo and behold, the pain in the leg goes away. And there's no way that Western medicine can explain it, but they know it works.
Also magnets.
Whatever it is, they have many different ways of dealing with whatever. What I'm saying is that Western medicine does not understands things in a certain way, and it works for certain things. Western medicine, no Eastern medicine can compete with Western medicine when it comes to emergency medicine. On the other hand, Western medicine cannot cure any kind of chronic disease. It can manage it, but it cannot cure it. Masha'en can. So, anyhow, one way or another, this is the way that things are. So we have 365 blood vessels. We're talking about 365 spiritual clay dam that are red. They have a redness in them. That's because there's an avera that there was no tikkun. Now, Rabbeinu says that averas can be very subtle. They can be very ambiguous, very gray area. Did you mean it? Did you not mean it? It's like, what's the... Shoigeg Mezid, the type of Isser, is it clear, is it not clear? Whatever it is. So the Rebbe says, that it's very, very difficult to actually affect a tikkun, to bring a tikkun, or rather to bring lavnunis, to bring whiteness, to the specific place where the wound is, where the impurity is. So the Rebbe said, for this you need tikkun aklali, you need a general, overall tikkun that brings lavnunius everywhere, to the source of everything.
It's all about the idea.
Everything. That's very good. That's another way of looking at it. It's a tikkun aklali that absolutely fixes everything up. In a different place, Rabbeinu says that Meiser is tikkun aklali of the money. Some of the money can be outright gezer, but most of us are not necessarily, out and out gazlonen and thieves, but there's all kinds of shtick involved. Maybe working without receipts, maybe whatever, all kinds of maybe a little manipulation, maybe this, whatever it is. The Rebbe says that Meiser is tikkun aklali of the money. When you give Meiser, it's obviously, gzeila, if you steal money from someone, you have to return it. That's a different thing. That's first the commissioner, so you take, if you took a penny from somebody, you have to go and give him back, even if he's mother. It's like the other end of the world. Kamchatka, where the Tatars are, or in the guys in Siberia, where the yaks, whatever it is. You took a penny from him, you have to go over there and give it to him. But nevertheless, the money of a person influences his children, influences the ruchnis of the house. The Rebbe says that Maisa is the tikkun hakloli of the money. So here we're talking about being keneshiyah kinoi, that it awakes the knech, bino knech, nishra, the tzaddik, speaking about a tzaddik, elevates the moichin, and it brings about when it elevates the das, it enables the das to bring down the moichin, to bring down the whiteness, because the moichin is the source of whiteness, into all everything. This is v'zeh what Chazal said. Chazal said that there are three parts of the night. The third part of the night, Tinok Yoinek Mishdei Imoy. A baby is feeding of his mother's breasts. What is alluded to in here, the mystery behind this is Tinoik, baby, is what they call Moichin de Katnas. The process of Aliyas Ha'olamas, always, all the time, all the Olamas from the lowest to the highest. It's a principle that you should remember. It starts with what they call Acho Be'acho, like the men and woman were created in Bereshis. One side is male, one side is female. What it means, L'maisa, in relationship, Kedusha, is boys don't speak to girls, right? It's Acher Be'acher. Each one is facing in separate direction. And when a shidduch is made, and when shidduch is made, and she, and the woman becomes an arusa, she becomes engaged, she's still asa on him. Okay, so this is called acha ba'acha. Like as if their backs are turned to one another. Okay, what has to happen is that it should be what they call the nesira. It should be a process of cutting, of separating their oneness, and then they're able to turn towards one another. This is called panim b'panim. After the nesira becomes panim b'panim. Panim b'panim leads to yichud. First of all, they become separate. Once they become separate, they face each other, they choose each other, and they become one. This is the yichud. Okay. The result of the yichud is ibur. It's pregnancy. It's the natural result of yichud. When this pregnancy is called the kiatzamim bebetan meleo, like bones in a full stomach. You don't see anything, all you see is just blowing up. You don't know what's going on there. Everybody feels bad. Everybody wants to eat ice cream with cucumber, with pickle, whatever it is. My wife used to send me to get pizza. It's in the middle of the night. Anyway, bekitzer, there comes ibor. When after the ibor, obviously comes the later. The first stage of after the later is yankus. Yankus is baby.
It's born.
A baby is born and he's breastfeeding. Yanika.
Oh yeah,
Baby, small child. He wants a candy. He wants this. He wants that. You give him a toy, and the toy breaks, and he's inconsolable. He says, "I'll buy you another one." No. I want a dafka that one. That one which broke, that's the one I want. This is called katnus. Katnus moichin. Then there is gadlus. It grows. It becomes smart. When it becomes smart, it achieves maturity. Then comes the situation of achar b'achar again. You have achieved the madrega. You have achieved the stature that you needed. Now comes time to go to the next step. You are an achar b'achar. In other words, if you want to understand it according, to your career, okay? You're going to become a manager. Until now, you were an excellent worker. Unbelievable. You were working, you were this, you were that, people could trust you, no problem. Now, we're going to make you a manager. So before you become a manager, you and management were ocha v'ocha. You did, you're not a manager. You can tell people what to do, to look at you, who the heck are you to tell me what to do? All right? This is ocha v'ocha. All right? Then they make you a manager. The first thing that happens when they make you a manager is what they call growing pains. How do you manage? This guy didn't come to work. This one doesn't like you. This one is making trouble. This one is abusing this one. And then there are pressures. And then each supplier has his own mishigas. This one you can, and you learn, or you can trust, or you cannot trust, whatever it is. The growing pains. Okay, that's the Ibor. All right? Then you become a manager. Okay, you sort of manage. Okay, whatever it is. Then comes a situation where you got this in your hand. You are an excellent manager. All right? So you're the manager of this entire factory. Gewalt, maturity, godless. You can do that. Okay, now we want to make you the CEO. The CEO. Again, you're ocha b'ochar. It's a brand new thing. So that's when we say the growth always is you're starting from the beginning. Ocha b'ochar, nesira, panim b'panim, the ayichud, and then yanika, and then the last stage is called moichin. Now, the yanika means you're basically a stupid baby, or as my wife calls, stupid babyitis. Typical things the babies do. Okay, and then the last stage of maturity is called moichin. That's it. You got it. You got it figured out. So this is what Rabbeinu is saying is like this. Tinoik yoinek mishdei imoy. Tinoik refers hainu moichin de katnas. This is a constricted consciousness. Shehu yoinek, that it feeds. In other words, shehu yoinek v'nigdal mikatnusay, that it feeds and it grows from its smallness. Al dei tikkun haklali. The tikkun haklali is the cure for smallness, for moichin de katnas. Which the tikkun haklali shu shadei v'yorek achetz, the tikkun haklali that shoots corrective medicine to all the like an arrow to all the places. So yoinek, the tinok yoinek, it grows mishdei, from the injection, so to speak, of what of imoy. It says imoy, says ze knesio. Knesio means it's Knesset Yisrael. Knesset Yisrael. This is all the chachamim that put the different kind of siogim and boundaries so people shouldn't transgress the Torah. This is the Knesio, as it says in the Mishlei, Al tovuz ki zakno imecha. Actually, it says kniyasecha. Don't belittle the importance of your elders, of your leaders. So what the word imoy is a euphemism for Knesio. Knesio means the gathering of the Chachamim. That's the Moichin. That's the Chochmah Bina. That's the Tikkun HaKlali. So the Knesio is ultimately a euphemism for Tikkun HaKlali. So it says Tinoik, Yoinech, smallness, grows, Mishdei, Al Pipshat means the breast, but here we're using them from Shadei, from the injection, from the shooting of the Tikkunim of Imoy, which once you go through Imoy, Kniyas Yosecha, the Chachamim, ultimately Tikkun HaKlali. So the Imoy refers to Tikkun HaKlali. This kind of abstract thinking of this equals this, equals this, equals this, we said it many times, is one of the things that typifies more than anything else the Mahalach and Likutei Moharan. You have to have this kind of mental agility to be able to understand Zeh bechinas Zeh bechinas Zeh bechinas Zeh. This is in this system what this thing is in this system. As we said it many times before. So why does Knias Yosecha is Tikkun HaKloli? Shesham nitkantzem v'nichlolim kol hatikunim. Because that's a congregation of all the tikkunim. That Tikkun HaKloli fixes all the gidin. Imoy is a euphemism for Tikkun HaKloli, and through this, the tinoik, which is Mechem the katnus, yoinek, it feeds and it grows from its katnus. It says, "V'zeh ikar iskavus Yisrael avim shebashamayim." This is the main getting close of Am Yisrael to the Father in heaven. Hainu al yedei tikkun habris. In other words, this is where the party ends. Okay, everybody, one of the things that fry people in Israel, Bechlal, just do not understand about Breslov is, I remember I saw some program that was, they wanted to make out like how old the Breslovs are crazy. That was their inyan. But they were caught in a quagmire. They said, on one hand, Breslov is the place where Haredim have fun. I mean, you're dancing in cars, you're this, you're that, the main thing is fun. So Breslov is on one hand, the image is this, the freaks, are really having fun,
You want to party, you go to Breslov.
Yeah, you want to party, you go to Breslov. It's like, this in Breslov, they only use a pot with extra badats, glatalim. But then there's nobody in the Haredi world, Bechlal, that is more makbid on Tikkun Habris, on Shmiras Habris. So the Fry people are caught in a whoa. How does it go together? On one hand, that's a place to have fun. And that's the place that is makpid on Shmiras Habris more than anything else. And this is where they get stuck. Because they equate happiness with Efkeres. They don't know, they don't understand, it's exactly the opposite. Exactly the opposite. Happiness doesn't mean that you get what you want. Happiness means that you want what you have. You're happy with what you have. Happiness doesn't mean that you get everything you want. Happiness means exactly the opposite. Happiness is the I will carry you on wings of eagles. And I will bring you to me. What's alluded to in this is as follows. Nishra, Kanfen Isharim, the wings of angels. We already said before, this is Ruach, right? This is Tikkun HaKloli. As we said, the bris is the Ruach. Shu b'chinas vayoged lechem es brisai. He will tell you his bris, b'chinas gid. B'chinas bris. Haynu Tikkun HaBris. This is close to Gidin. That is the way of Aviotchem Elai. I will bring you to me. To come to Sinai and get the Torah. I'm sorry to be the party pooper and to blow everybody's illusions away. The only way to get closer to Kodesh Baruch Hu is Tikkun HaBris, nekuda. That's it. Once you have that, you have everything. You don't have that, you ain't go diddly. Okay? Ad kan for today.